This is a very important exhibition I curated in Curators Voice Art Project, and this is a very important show where I try to expose the voices of Florida and the voices of the local artists in Miami and Boca Raton. My purpose as a curator is to give exposure and visibility to the power of the talents and creators that live in Miami. And we're going to start in here with open gallery editions from March to June. And the lure of the local is the subtitle of the show, and with the first artist, Carolina Rojas. She has a very important difference in creations in here. We're going to start with this first sculptural shapes who are movable and who has the power to be installed either frontally or on the side, with the very important liveliness of every expression that are here. There are three women and different emotional, intense expression. They have the power of desperation, the extreme pathos, suffering of these women. They represent somehow the abysses, the darkness of human beings of the moment in which human beings suffer very much. In each one of them, the expressiveness of the anatomical size of the figures are very important. The different psychological expressions in there. And also the capacity to create this kind of expressiveness using this type of ancient wood, part of a very important set that she found in here in a thrift store. Very important, the research of the artist. Bronze with wood, ancient wood. And then we go in here and she goes into sculptures. These sculptures is another, they are set into another emotion. The sculptures represent women head creating a more calm state, a more celebrating state, dormant state. And she uses bronze to create it, or she uses resin, taking advantage of the transparency and the very important ink colors that she put inside, the lighting, the prismatic passing of the light on the resin sculpture. These are called seeds because she says that this is the beginning of a very important process for women when they start also blowing or flourishing up in their lives. She also goes into another phase of creation, which is drops. She calls this drops because they are in the shape of drops, very aquatic, very liquid, and also this broad series represents women's faces. But very important because this one and this one here, which is titled Aqua, represents a more determined, oriented, very powerful in her trio, this woman in here. And she is portraying a very important autobiographical expression of Carolina Rojas in her work. She also goes into photography, digital photography, where she took the seeds and she put them into a very natural environment, aquatic environment like Miami, in this kind of ocean, which is this first photograph. And this one in here is also like a very important natural Everglades type plants. Very important from sculpture to in wood, or sculpture in bronze, or sculpture in resins, to photography. Reflects the versatility and the ability and talented ways of expressing of the local voices of Miami. This is Maria Fernanda Lairet from Venezuela, and Maria Fernanda Lairet lives in between Miami and Caracas. She is concerned about the using of money bills as a reflection or a very important statement about capitalism and the economic systems in the world. She uses the euros in here, or the American dollar, or in there the British currency that is very important as representing representing the wealthiest countries in the world. And also she uses the emerging new leaders in the economy and mixing up in here on the China, India, Russia, and Brazil as new leader in the economy in the global world. Very important to understand that each of these photographs is a unique piece. But Fernanda Lairet uses the euros in here, the 500 euros, but she mixes up with laser colors and juxtaposing other denominations of the euro to create an ensemble, a very rich ensemble with all the elements that connect to the European Union and its power in the global market. But then we see here the American dollar bill, 100 American dollar bill with Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers in there. But then she's also juxtaposing very important images of a 500 euros into the American dollar. Why? Because she wants to reflect and state about what is the meaning of the global markets, the competitiveness of the global market when they integrated all-day conflict. This could be seen as a very important connection into what is happening in our economy. Maria Fernanda Lairet uses a very important laser and interventions and plexiglass interventions, like in this one here. We can see the Gandhi's face in here. We can see also Mao compare or mixing up with native Indians from Brazil, and also mixing up images of Russia, cathedral, and then connecting that with some images of presidents of Brazil. Very important to understand that she is reflecting the global world, reflecting the power of money, reflecting the power of economy and the monopoly of these leading economies. Very important, this is a piece unique. Only one single is reproduced, no more all of the reproductions take place, and this one is approached in a pictorial way. Mona Lisa used to be only one Mona Lisa, only one piece in here. Thank you very much. This is another artist participating in the show Open Gallery Edition. This is Anica Shpilberg. Anica Shpilberg has a private ecology as a photographer, and she decided to visit the Grand Central Station in New York and capture the life in the frozen moments of the travelers. You can see in here, very important, different stages of the life of the interior rush of the New Yorkers. In here you see an isolated woman in there, perhaps introspective, alone. This man in here calmly is reading his newspaper with a very important green metropolitan bag in there. These two tourists in here are just asking for directions, and the treatment of all the lighting in there, which is very much one of the values of this photograph, recreates one of the most important moments of that beloved city for the artist. Anica Shpilberg also has another series which is also reflecting on what is a surreal object in photography. These are mannequins. Mannequins, this is the gathering, that's the dance, but these mannequins are taken in a warehouse, and she captured the liveness of these prostheses that in here. They're not alive people, they look alive. They look like in a very important dynamic dance. Or the other one, just that gathering there, neutral faces, like not talking, but the posture and the very important movements they perform are like a representations of equivalencies of life. They are prosthetic mannequins. They don't represent human beings, but the way the artist took the pictures in the photograph is just to recreate the human beings as equivalences in mannequins in there. This is Nadia Benatar, another artist from Venezuela, and she has the power of using abstract art in sculpture. You can see the little strips, geometrical shapes, irregular there with plum and wood. Nadia Benatar works in abstract art in different shapes. We can see also another work that is very important for you to discover. This is the other work important by Nadia Benatar, where she uses the power of the scents and the pennies with the copper color, which is very strong, over elliptical shapes, and also very important Nadia Benatar from Caracas, living in Caracas, coming to Miami. Thank you.